teams can teach us how to do it properly. So one question I have is this bloody long. How on earth do you take it? Once they get the utility, we'll start that lesson. But right now, class is in session. Windigo versus G2. Windigo, the Bulgarian side that have looked indomitable. Never mind. Lucky takes his head off. They've already picked up the first map train. And now aggression through mid. Jax is going to take the first. No surprises there. A second and an upgrade. He gets himself a USP and blocker. He's only got a kit. No Kev to be seen. If a bullet starts to come his way, he's going to be struggling to connect. Jax doesn't, though. Finds 3 and ships. He's caught in a very awkward position. He's going to have to try and flank from short.
This will be a remarkable retake with the consideration of this round. The bomb will go down. You have a player over towards long. One already hunting out the doors towards CT, and now your position's being given on up. You don't have a lot to work with here, Mr. Ships, as he doubles back, tries to find a kill, but now...
When you lose the X-ray, you realize just how daunting of a task he had ahead of him. You know, it's almost quite calming when you can see the 4 players' positionings on the map. You're like, okay, this is doable. You take it away, you're like, yeah, that's...
He needs to locate
impossible.
All of these individuals without any information whatsoever.
Right. They could be anywhere.
Oh, 4 spy coming straight out from Windigo here. They're going to get a MP9, CZ75.
So 2 of them buy to 0, 3 of them are fully invested.
Deagle and Nade, so he wants to get the AWP up later down the track. So this is an interesting one. They have 2 smokes to work with.
Nades are good. Oh, no, they're not. So close to destroying G2, but their restraint has been rewarded. They're unscathed from the nade stack, and now ripping apart this long. God, ships. It's so awkward. He can't get more. Takes the head off Kenny. It's something. He realized they were about to run away from his CZ's range. He had to try and do damage. Can't blame him. Bubble does more. What is that? A P250 long's clear. He has the bomb as well. He's got a Galil. He doesn't have Kev, but that smoke's going to go down.
This is possible now. He's credit to that AK.
Oh, that's an ambitious fight. Picks up a HE as well in the process. Perhaps going to throw it out towards short, but he's about to be pinched in. Shocked, he knows exactly what's up. He solves the problem, but you said the magic number's 3 and 3-4.
Yeah, look, then as well, if they were only on a partial upgrade there and still had that much done and they were going into a gun round, it would be better. Yeah. But obviously because they went for a kind of buy.
Of sorts?
Yeah, they want to get the AWP in Poison's hands next round. They're going to say conservative this time around. So Bubble will get a Deagle, P250 for Poison. Ships has gone for the Zeus. HG grenade for blocker, and Victor, he has not purchased anything.
Aggie on the long side of the map, and actually aggressive everywhere. This time from the T's, Kenny's just pushing onto a site, and that's so much info. Oh, he just beheads him. And this is how you end a round. You just let Kenny go push A, and he's going to say it's clear. Lucky's going to try and confirm it, and woof! Bye-bye blocker.
That was both upgraded pistols taken out of the round by Kenny's Mac 10 very, very quickly. So now Ships is going to have to see if he can hide behind a corner and get to use his Zeus. But, hoping to find anything at all with that silenced USB. So it shouldn't be too long until they get taken out of the equation.
He's done this so many times, Chad. Ships is such a little rat. He just hides in corners with Zeuses on the pistol ecos.
See, now it's almost of no consequence, right? Unless he can save an AK-47. But I'm surprised G2 haven't planted the bomb yet.
It's like Kenny
really
wants
taking their time.
He wants the cash, since he's going to be buying those AWPs. And, well, he's got himself 3. 3 on the Mac 10. It's a juicy $1,800 invested into the bank of Kenny S. And that enables him to get the full nades with his AWP.
Double AWP again to note from Windigo. They are running this heavily on their CT side of train, but Bubble and Poison will be bringing them out respectively. Blocker, Ships, and Victor, unsurprisingly, with the AUGs in hand.
Clearly pre-orchestrated, because those are the 2 players that chose not to buy down to the second round force.
So maybe a bit of a game plan coming out here, but we will have Bubble and Victor holding the B-bomb site, while the other 3 are tasked with holding onto A. It looks like they want to go for a relatively quick mid to B play here, Alex.
And so far, the nades raining out. The flash will be enough to be the catalyst in this push. Couple of stray bullets through the smoke, and Amanex the first to take a bit of damage, but now it's Bubble to receive. Only going to get the first, couldn't quite adjust. I think he ran out of mouse pad. We've all been there. Now Victor has to do this all alone. He's already got 1, doesn't choose to upgrade to the AK. Sticks with the AUG as the bomb starts to encroach. Kenny catches one as the AWPs do fill the kill feed. Poison, in the meantime, catches Shocks his lurk on mid. Now 3v2. Poison, he's got a scrap of HP to work with, but he has support. Kenny's going aggro. He wants to try and stop them before they start to pinch, and that's not connected. Amanek, though, has an AWP as well. This is a double AWP defense, and it's working. Amanek solves the tunnels problem. Now Poison. 1 HP gets dunked. Amanek with 4. He has looked so good since he joined this roster. He's probably just celebrating it.
Yeah, he wasn't too happy yesterday when we had him on for an interview with his performance. I think the stats were up as he just walked into the studio, and I had him at like 69 ADR.
And he's like, oh, I need to get better.
Yeah, but you know, in terms of the newest addition to this roster, he's come on in here, and his impact is being felt. And if you looked at him outside of this team, he's obviously played for Misfits, he's played for LDLC, different French rosters of the sort, and he's always been a player with impact. For the longest time, he was duoed up with Devaduvek, who were kind of hand in hand, and now he's had an opportunity to come up to the big leagues of the French scene and play with G2. And you were alluding to the fact that it's been a while since the French have been at the top of their game.
Yeah, it really has. I mean, I welcome it. Imagine if we could have Devils 1 and G2 both return to a competitive form. You have the Polish powerhouse back. You get to see more from the French. Vitality always a threat as well. God, I hope everyone's at the major that we want at the major. I hope everyone reaches a peak of form before we head to Frankfurt.
It'll be here sooner than we think.
It really will.
And I think with that major being so soon and the cycle starting, well, it would have to be relatively shortly, all things considered, this should be the whitewash, ladies and gentlemen, that you might get your wish, because the digging I was doing, I can't seem to find another tournament until the major where we'll have all the top teams at the moment. That does include the likes of Liquid, Na'Vi, Astralis,
I just want everyone
Renegades.
at one tournament, best of 3.
I just said top teams and Renegades in the same sentence.
Yes, you did, and it's, I mean, that's a conversation for another time, because at the moment, G2 just making short work of Windigo on this very messy, I think it was just 2 Kev and a couple of, I think the Deagle on ships and blockers MP9 is all they brought into it. Both do manage to maintain it. Victor's Deagle as well, still in his grasp. $700 investment, doesn't want to squander it. Ideally be taking a weapon or 2 away from the T's, but they're grouping up on long. 1 drops and Jax is gone. That's an AK, he'll be scooping that up once the coast is clear. Or maybe the bomb will do it for him while we start. Oh, that's not ideal. A weapon just sitting there.
Alrighty, well, if Windigo actually want to put up of a fight here, they have to start now, because this is going to start running away from them very quickly. We were seeing earlier in the groups that there was several going up with 7 or 8 rounds, and then the other team would bounce back after breaking them and, you know, forcing them down to that $1,400 loss bonus.
And Windigo's CT side looked good versus Na'Vi. Like it looked like they had it all figured out. At least they had the core fundamentals outlined. 3 CTs lean towards long and they leave short clear. Now this is what I wanted to understand and comprehend.
Yeah.
Do you have to kind of gamble one of the 2 to sufficiently hold it against a full by T?
Towards long.
Yeah, I mean, like it seems like teams choose. Like sometimes they'll stack up short, sometimes they'll stack up long. Is it a choice that's happening here? Is it like, okay, long this round, short that round?
If the T's get long control for free early without you having any pressure or any counter move planned, then you're basically screwed, in my opinion. I think that we've seen FaZe do very fast mid approaches. Oh, this can be a battle right here.
Oh, Shox is about to peek into Victor. The AUG's not good enough. The AWP, 1 click of the mouse, and 1 dead CT. Victor is going to have some support rotating now from Bubble. A little belated, but there nonetheless. Loads of nades flooding the B site, but they're not committing. Kenny, in the meantime, catches Poison in transition, and now Lucky, look at this patience from him on top of the cab. I love this angle from him, actually. He catches it as soon as they leave that door. As soon as they tries to progress towards long. And oh, Jax. Hard shots to hit. He makes it look easy. Blocker's gone. Lucky's patience. He's been having a bit of a duel with Ships.
He just hold here. He knows that Ships has to stay busy with his position. His teammates can take the side and he'll even get the kill. So the plant is going to come in, and now Bubble has the tall task of trying to save. But in dark already, Amanek is lying in wait here. Bubble needs to find an avenue of safety, and unfortunately for him, it's about to be popped because this is the wrong direction.
You might even hear Lucky. False sense of security. Amanek strikes from behind, and we have 6 for G2.
Smiles all around from the French here. Everybody having a bit of a giggle, so I'm not too sure what there is to smile about. You're only 6-0 up on your map choice, making it look like a cakewalk.
It does look very easy for G2 at this moment in time. But you know what? We were saying the same thing after the CT side on Train.
That's true. And they bounced back and they took that map away in OT. So Let's get stuck in here as...
Double orbs.
This is all from the round where Amanak was at the back of the B site, had picked up the AWP from Bubble's
Yeah,
dead body
those
and
are the
then locked
same.
it down, right? Yeah, so they've been able to hold on to this. But there's always just one step away from danger, especially considering the CTs have maxed out the loss bonus. They'll be getting 3,400 every single round that they continue to lose, so they keep having an opportunity to limp in with these kind of weird buys,
Can we come up with a name for them? The buys like this, which is just like necessity buys, you know, like it's just, we're going to have a proper buy. This is just a not temporary, obviously. It's, come on, brainstorm with me. We'll come up with something by the end of this round.
Well, see, this is the problem. It's like the term that Semler came up with of quasi-buy is actually a really good term.
Yeah.
It just, for whatever reason, E-League thought they didn't like that word, so they banned it, which is pretty cool.
I mean, I can say quasi-buy, right?
Yeah, we can.
Okay. Because this is, that's exactly what this is. They're just kind of covering their bases until the buy. Jaxi presents. And Blocker, he's going to get away. Gets the first and damages up the second. It's perfect for the scout to convert, but no, Kenny's AWP too strong. Bubble couldn't. And there's the double AWP take against a half buy. I mean, that's what's so impressive. They've managed to keep hold of these AWPs against pistols, which is where you'd expect them to kind of fall a little flat, a little flaccid.
In they run. One more to find, and it looks easy as that for G2.
It's Dust2 deathmatch.
Yeah, they're making it seem very, very easy. Just to note, I've looked up the definition of quasi out there for everybody playing at home. We're going to spell it Q-U-A-S-I. And the definition, well, the two of them here, is apparently, but not really, comma, seemingly. And then the definition below that is being partly or almost. So we're going to go with the secondary
It's a quasi-buy.
Yeah.
It's an almost buy.
Yeah.
I love it.
They're thinking about it.
Yeah, it's or you could use a word like, not penultimate. It's a buy that precedes a proper buy, isn't it?
It's like pending an actual investment.
A money equalizing buy, as is thrown in from the sidelines of our producer.
No, that is a terrible suggestion, Rush.
Money equalizing buy, a MEB.
A MEB.
Oh, we've got a MEB here in round 7.
But they're not doing it to equalize their money. They're doing it just because they know if you're getting 3,400...
They know they've got a loss bonus, so it's just a...
3,400...
Tweet us your suggestions at MachineGG, at SpunJ.
Every time you get 3,400 right, you need what, 2K plus the 3,400 to get a decent CT buy. So having the 3,400 time and time again means that you can always go for a light investment.
Quasi buy it is. Shock's burning. Wow, it seemed like an ambitious and unnecessary gamble of his life, and they're both tagged up.
Alex, this is what Counter-Strike used to be back when I played Source, and like the movement, you could bunny hop quite easily, and AWPs were amazing, right?
Yeah.
People were really good with the AWPs. You could use them quite swiftly. You would just have 2 AWPers on your T side, and the whole strategy was default with the AWPers. They go pick wherever they want. The riflers just back them up and hold territory, and off of those picks, then you just swarm a bomb site.
So we're rolling back to a simpler time before the sponsors and the paychecks got as large and juicy as they have now, leading to this hyper-competitive, talent-driven Counter-Strike world we live in today. 7-0.
Talent's overrated.
Talent as in talent, not talent as in the name that we're referred to.
Yeah, I meant that I didn't have any talent. I just yelled a lot. And
Talent's overrated. Yeah. Hard work is where it's
Unless
at.
you're simple, and then talent is definitely
Oh, he's got oodles of it.
And
Buckets of it.
All right, so Ships has actually picked up the secondary AWP.
Chad.
Alex, Ships has changed on over, and Bubble's gone to a rifle, so there is a change in who's wielding the AWP, and that could be the change.
He's tagged them up both through the elbows of 2 of them. Lucky. Unshots, they hit the shots, my goodness, but the hard work from Ships is rewarded. The tags are finished off by Bubble. He's even going to scavenge away, and AWP and G2 finally fall. Windigo, they start what needs to be a string of rounds if they want to keep things close and potentially end this series on Dust2.
This is actually a scarier round for them.
This one?
Because, yeah, if they lose this one and aren't able to save any weapons, they're only going to get 3,400 again in the following. And that's not going to be enough for them to get up double AWPs unless they go for glass cannons. So
you lose this, you go down 1-9.
Yeah, it's not like a nice place to be. They will still be able to get a gun round. It just won't be with AWPs facilitated. So very quick cat approach this time round from that of G2. They've realized that they have to hedge over towards the B bomb site with multiple members early to defend that section of the map. And look at this, 4 players already up cat.
I have a feeling.
A execute.
I have a feeling that Poison is poised to shut this down, should they commit, but they don't. Once again, they're just trying to, it's all smoke and mirrors, quite literally smoke and flashes. Not committing, the bomb's even crossed from, and Jack's the other side of doors.
Shox is going CT spawn here.
He's dropped CT so quickly as well. He's gone almost unnoticed. They are in the hot pursuit, but now with ships falling, B's open. It's all on one man. Victor, he has to be the hero. They start to flood in from every angle, and G2, they're pulling them apart. They're like the puppet masters. And now this terrible scenario you painted, it's looking to be coming into fruition.
They have to save. I don't know how they think they can go for this retake at all. Poison does have a kit, so does Blocker, but with very little HP to work with and no utility to flash themselves back into that bomb site, their only option should be the save call. And G2 need to know that's on the card. They need to start hunting right now, but Amanek can hear them. Amanek's going to be gifted a kill onto Blocker. If he tries to run through mid doors with that secondary orb, he's going to be destroyed.
He even reverses, moonwalks into Amanek's crosshair, and I mean this worst case scenario you painted, it's almost entirely happened. In fact, Poison may still lose this AWP. Nope, catches Amanek. And I think that's he's done enough. Lucky's going to be a little too late to the party, especially as he adopts the angle towards long. It's safe, and we are going to be venturing into another round where G2 are looking so untouchable.
Yeah, it's important though that Poison holds on to that, because now the buy can be dangerous. They might want to try and elevate him up catwalk, see if we can go for an aggressive pick towards middle, maybe get him picking or pushing somewhere, because they need to find some openings. G2 are getting free reign of the map right now, and then you could see that play right there. We've obviously got our power play at the end of the day, but that by Shox, that right there is a power play. Getting into CT spawn completely cuts off the rotation of that three-man defense. The mid to B becomes not only just about killing... Look, if Shox drops CT and 3 players have to come past him to retake the B bomb site, the other 4 players on G2 have a 2v4 or potentially 2 2v1s if they go through tunnels and mid to B at the same time. If they're able to win that easily, everybody else still has to deal with Shox.
It's so baller, because the nades are coming A as well. All of the CTs are absolutely unwilling to A, push long. You probably don't want to be taking that fight. You certainly don't want to be, you know, messing around by thinking about B. The B guys are a little unsettled because the nades are plundering on A. And actually, I'm going to shut the hell up because they're going quick. There's a molly, though. Will they run through it? They do extinguish. They're flashed and they're fragging. It's happened. Just like that, the B defense falls. Victor and Ships, they're forced to watch as once again the snipe that they once called home is taken away from them. We have the 9th for G2.
Oh, Lucky almost burnt all the way down there. 1 HP remaining, but the save call will come in, and that is the only option for Windigo here. You could see there, Poison had no grenades left. They were only able to get 1 AWP into the round. And right now... So look, this is even worse, because they're going to save these 3 guns, right? G2 actually should be hunting really hard right now. They should be taking every inch of map territory that they can, because even if they take away 1 gun, if you look at the bottom left-hand side of your screen, you can see that every player on the side of this Windigo roster is basically bankrupt other than Victor. So he's going to get $3,400 plus the $1,550, which will warrant him a buy. These other players surviving mean they can drop a gun to Ships. This is why, considering the economy situation of G2 right now, I'm very curious as to why they didn't try and hunt harder, because every gun that they took away is actually worth more than what they lose.
2 players had 10k on G2.
Yeah.
The AKs were going to be coming round regardless.
They still were going to get the round win bonus as well, so I'm surprised that they didn't really go a little bit harder.
It's a lifeline for Windigo. They need this. They need to go 9-6 if they want to have even a dream of their T side converting this series. That B take was just so brazen. Extinguished the molly and frag. That's awkward from Lucky. The spray, he chose to commit to it. We've all been there. You choose to commit, and it's just a little misaligned.
Well, now Shox needs to make a play, because it looks like they still want to explode onto this B bomb site. If he can push out mid doors here and just find a kill, or even distract for a moment of time, they might find themselves in a position where they can isolate the B bomb site. But Bubble's actually transitioned over. Now they have 3 players. Through the smoke they go. Jax is going to find one. We'll get dinked down. Eventually the trade comes in, but Bubble now on the rifle in multiple rounds with big multi-kills has been able to shut down that of G2. The in-game leader for the Bulgarians is the key to success.
It certainly is, and I'm slowly dying. I think I just found like a pepper kernel in my teeth and bit into it, and then inhaled sharply. So I just shoved a half-bitten pepper kernel into my lungs at a breakneck speed.
Okay, well, if you need to go to the lavatory or drink some water...
No, man, I mean, I kind of like it. You know, I'm a masochist. It just keeps me on my toes.
No one can see the tears currently rolling down your
eyes. I am crying right now.
So
Crying because of the Counter-Strike.
I thought
so
you just thought it was beautiful Counter-Strike.
Oh, he's doing it! He's doing it again! They walk into B, they walk into A, it doesn't matter. They just put the crosshairs on their head and click. G2, two-man up. The flashes do go both ways, but that doesn't stop Jax in the end. Catching poison. Jax again finds another, and Amanex on the flank for the cherry on top. Double digits, 12 rounds in, and G2 have already found 10.
Those saves and the round win have actually given Windigo a bit of a lifeline here to fight for what could potentially be an okay half. If they can get 4 or 5, all things considered, I'd be happy with that, but that needs to start right now. 2 AWPs are coming out once again. Bubble has done his best work on the rifle, so he will stick to that bad boy, as Ships will do the secondary AWPing duties again.
I mean, they need something to solve this B.
Yeah, I think that with the pace and just the flexibility that G2 is showing right now, it's very difficult to stop. They've got a lot of momentum, and they're running with it, quite literally. As pace will slow down just slightly here. G2 are opting for more of a default setup. 2 players over towards the dark tunnels. Shox has actually gone down through lower and is now scavenging for short control. In-game leader leading from the front. Molotov is going to burn poison. He's going to stand in and get the kill and get away with it. So that's the opening, I think.
Again.
Okay.
Again, Lucky is so lucky. 1 HP on the molly the round prior. 2 HP on the fight on long. Lives up to his namesake. Oh, poison tag now. He's feeling lucky too. It was just through the corner of the box. That's enough to warrant his survival. And he can see the barrel of the gun. He does manage to dip away. It was such a tight line held by Kenny. He's going to get away. But keep your eyes on that bomb, Chad. It's happening again. This B defense has been relentlessly tested by G2. They threw Ships on towards the B site with an AWP, but he's already rotated. He finds himself on A. And now Amanek, he's always present towards mid, regardless of what's happening on the B site. He's there to strike from behind. Victor, he's had trouble with this duel, but Lucky was tagged up.
This should be a freebie onto Lucky here.
Oh, he gets more than one. He gets all 3. Finally, a break for Victor on B.
And now there is a real chance for them to stretch their legs a little bit and get those rounds that we were talking about. I think if we looked at the economy situation right there for G2, they will be able to get a buy, but it feels like they've been able to solve the puzzle with some heads-up CS. Let's see if G2 go back to a fast play. We've seen pounces on B. We've seen long A takes that are relatively swift. 3 AWPs. Boy, oh boy.
On the CT side, I mean...
Very curious.
Let's see, maybe they're going to Aggie peek it. Maybe Kenny's going to have a challenge. You can see he's just darting between the 2 possibilities, but Ships not going to do too much with it. Oh, Jax, he might be doing what he does best. He just walks on to swing from short. He could have caught Bubble in transition, chooses not to, and one can understand so. It's such a gamble. And so things take...
Bit of a pause.
A slow pause. It's the beauty of smokes. Sometimes people just respect them. And this doesn't look like too much respect from Shox. He's going to molly the other side of the door.
Oh, I haven't seen... Okay.
Oh, okay.
I like the idea.
That's a cool idea.
It's relatively audacious.
I mean, is he bouncing off the skybox?
Yeah.
I feel like you can't do that. Like, it works on Inferno.
If he's trying that on the fly, one would hope he's tried it before, but the A Executor's in right now, and they're going to commit with this one. They haven't dropped Shox down to spawn.
This looks good for Windigo. Those triple AWPs of rattling off shots on every cross and every time. And when they're taking these Angels, they've got the stronger weapons. Was this the answer the whole time? Poison jumps into Kenny's crosshair. Surely not a second. The tip of the head seen, tries the quick scope, won't connect. He's got 40 seconds. He's not going to mess around. Plays anti-flash of Bubble. Makes a mistake here. That could have been a kill. How wasn't it? My goodness, just bullet through the backpack. Now they're all swarming the site. Kenny has a shooting gallery, but he's missed too many. They're closing in from all angles. Finally finds the head of Bubble. Of all the shots he took, that's the one he hits.
One through the wall on the player fading away after a jump. So this here is the chance for Windigo. 5 isn't too bad at all. If they can get this round against a G2 who are going to have to scrap together this buy, dropping guns around, I think that will have to be the case. You've got Shox on a MAC-10. Kenny's bought in with a CZ-75. He's been able to pick up an AK-47. Amanek has a MAC-10 as well. Looks like it's going to be the B play. So Victor and Ships, they're going to have a lot of work to do right here. Lucky straight out the mid doors with the AWP, and through the smoke they go, barreling onto the site. Ships will find the first, rattling off more shots through, and Victor, he's there to stop things as well. Lucky will eventually get a kill onto Bubble here, which has cut the defense completely apart, and the damage with the second shot could have been enough to force Ships away, but instead he'll re-pick. Now it's a 2-on-4 situation.
Kenny couldn't get the AWP, and he paid a brutal price to try and retrieve it. 2v4. They have the bomb. And you can see the responsibility of mid has been passed to Poison. He should connect, and he does, onto Kenny through the doors. Amanek. Where he always is, but he had to pay a very heavy price for that swing. Down to 25 on the cross, and now being hunted down on short. Aggressive, it's going to be none other than Blocker. We have a 10-5 half. It's going to be the Bulgarians who have to forge quite the comeback to close this in 2. We're going to quickly catch our breath. When we return, G2 Windigo continues on Dust2.
Walk away, walk on, baby. Walk away, walk away, walk on, baby. Walk away, walk away, walk on, baby. Walk away, walk away, walk on, baby. Walk on, baby.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to the second half of our second map on the last game of the evening here for Group C.
Nailed it, Chad. Gold.
Yeah.
Unadulterated gold. I'll be out of a job soon.
Well, look, I want to add hosting to my resume soon,
Yeah,
I suppose.
I see it.
I've done it pantsless.
I guess you did, and you did well.
I got reprimanded for that.
You did. Yeah, you weren't wearing any trousers.
I've never had an adult man tell me off before, but that was the first time.
You got told off. Did you feel like a schoolboy?
No, I didn't get told off. I
No,
just
just a slap on the wrist saying,
yeah.
hey, man, probably just keep the knees covered. From
Yeah.
now on, you disgusting creature.
It's crazy. In Australia, we barely even wear clothes half the time. So for me, I was still just...
You're basically just wearing shorts.
Yeah, for me, it was pretty standard.
But if you have just joined us, welcome back to the 9th season of the ESL Pro League. And my goodness, what a story we have for you. Windigo managed to push a double overtime victory on Train. We find ourselves in the pistol round of the second half of our second map of our last series of our third day of Group C. And Kenny S is ready to take any fight that is presented to him. Poison's already gone. He'll just be watching as the rest of this pistol round transpires. And it does look like they're trying to go for a bit of a mid-to-B pinch, but Kenny has other plans. He keeps making things awkward for them. They retrieve the bomb. It's been seen. Worth noting that with the bomb being seen by the CTs, they have hit the brakes. It's just one man to receive on the B site, but this Amanek has been having so much impact.
Ooh.
I kind of like this as well. He can play the waiting game. He can just pop up just as they start to clear into the site.
Yeah, the problem is he's scared of this mid to B play, so staying hidden is probably his best idea, but he appears to be on the radar, jumping up and down, jiggling between the two.
I feel like Bubble's a bit of a win condition for them as well. If he kills Jax, he can call A site clear.
Yeah, this creep onto the A site could be everything
There's
right now.
so much
The
free
mid push is
information.
coming in as well. There's so much movement on the map right now. Here's the kill. It's about to come in, so they're going to think that short is clear, but right now, Victor's coming through lower. Is he going to realize Shox has pushed? This is getting super awkward.
Oh my god, he didn't see the cross, and Jax does go down just as he starts to turn. My goodness, keeping it close, Bubble.
But he was looking at long, so he's going to assume that
not
it was
gonna
clear.
Oh, he's not going to expect that. That's the craziest mid-flank we've seen in some time. Almanek's going to rescind into B. He does get away, and now tags from Shox on the cross. This is such a weird round. Almanek, he's paid quite the price, down to 10. Now Ship's taking another fight. Oh, this is chaos. This is utter chaos. No one has got full health. Shox the most healthy of all of them. Almanek can't finish it. That's a problem. Now the bomb's going to be, it will cross safely. Ship's unlikely to win this one, so a 1v1 emerges with 10 seconds
There's a
left.
molly.
Victor, he has a molly, he has to get the digits done. Does so. 1v1, now the molly's too slow. Victor's down. Shox is a brave, brave boy. He's even got a kit just to add some salt to the wound. It ends quick.
Normally we say that information is power in this game, especially when you know what part of the map is clear, you know the basic fundamentals that teams approach it with. And when Bubble had creeped all the way into the site, was able to get the kill on the player at Car, who was actually glancing towards the long position, you have to assume that long is clear, right? Why would you think that anybody else is there? Why would he be looking towards that position? So he's fallen. The next thing, Shock swings around, gets that kill. Immediately, the last two players are left in limbo. Well, we know there's 1B, we know there's 1A. The force buy, though.
This is interesting. We've been talking all about the power of the second round, and though they conceded with it being so close, we've got ourselves two AKs, a Galil Scout Mac 10, utility on 2, and they start for aggressive mid. Almanek, he's going to have to fall back. The Molotov's good. That buys him so much time. Shox has rotated to CT. The crossfire established. Do they choose to continue off this? They do. Victor, he's going to lose that fight before the smoke's even popped. When you had all that utility coming, why fall in the fight before it arrives? Now they have to work with less.
This is so disjointed.
It got him info. Ships is going to catch one. Lucky's gone. Bubbles through the site. Almanek falls. Here we go. Bubbles aggressively holding the line. Famas for Kenny. No AWP yet. He can afford to hold a line like that. Jack's taking gambles with a long-range SMG frag. And there's more than one there. 2 from tunnels, 1 towards the double doors. And as they group up, damage is done. Now just one man stands. It's Shocked. He's gone. They win the second. That's so important. They needed that.
Huge round right there. That looks very disjointed, right? I thought that boost in the tunnels was just a waste of time. They thought they would have needed like a martyr to push through the smoke to give them a bit more information, but that was actually a big component in winning that round.
So you know how we were looking for like the terminology?
Yeah.
Loads of people have tweeted us, and, and there's some great suggestions. We've got iffy buy from Randomy. Mashi suggests it's a pre-buy because it precedes a full buy. Never mind, Bubble shuts me up.
One.
Wasn't expecting G2 to be putting up too much of a fight here, but let's come back to that conversation. It's not relevant just yet. Charging towards long. Kenny on site. Jack's just beneath him towards elevator, and he's already so tagged up he's forced to retreat. They're running out of nades and they're running out of players already. Blocker's gone.
They're going to be fine in this one. I don't think there's too many dramas now that they actually have site control and all 3 players are left.
Safe and sound?
Wanting, yeah. This plan
good.
should come in momentarily and then they'll just play a long retake situation.
The word I was looking for, Luke, thankfully exists for helping me out here. He says I was looking for preliminary. I said penultimate, which wasn't what I was looking for. Preliminary.
Okay.
So like the preliminary buy. I kind of like that.
Okay.
So it's time for the prelim buy. You hate it?
I hate that Valve have made it so every round is a gun round.
That doesn't pertain to our search for vocabulary, though, Chad.
Just upsets me a bit.
Send him an email.
The ebbs and flows of the game have been completely sucked on out of it.
It's I think it's Gabe at valvesoftware, .com. That's his personal email address. That's probably not the one you should be addressing.
Oh, you call him on the Gabe phone.
What is it actually, though? I mean, you can email...
No, there is an email. I tweeted it out recently.
Yeah, so check it out. Check out Sponge's Twitter where he has put the email. You can actually email.
If you
they check it all. It's interesting.
Yeah, if you have any bugs that you find
send them to Valve.
that you can replicate, send Valve an explanation with usually a video of how to replicate said bug, and they'll take a look at it.
But I would add to that also if you think there's a clear flaw in the changes that they've made to the game, they will approach it with an open ear if you have got examples.
They will approach it by giving you a question.
Yes, it's always a question.
If you ask Valve a question, they will reply with a question.
And it's all about how you answer it. It's really fun. They're like kind of like
robots that are quite frustrating to deal with.
No, they're like David Bowie Goblin King. They're like the Goblin King.
What?
Valve are like the Goblin King. I'll leave it like that. You never seen Labyrinth?
No.
God, and he's sitting here trying to tell me to watch The Playing Ducks. Hasn't seen Labyrinth.
The Playing Ducks. It's the Mighty Ducks.
Oh, I don't know. Playing Ducks is a CS team, I think.
Yes, they're German.
Sorry, man. Mighty Ducks, whatever this is. Something to do with hockey.
I'm telling you, the Playing Ducks don't have anything to do with hockey.
Wait, so I've been playing CS as Goblin King, and you've just thought I was like being some sort of
in
weird
Australia,
royal
like
goblin.
Goblin is like a name that we give to like a box or a position on a map where you're being
Goblin
quite
box.
sly. Yeah.
Yeah, like you're being a bit of a gobber.
Yeah. No. That one has a different meaning.
Does it?
Yeah.
Oh dear. Machine putting his fist in his proverbial mouth, and Kenny's already managed to catch ships. That's an AK scavenge, but the molly will land, and that's enough for them to just get the hell out of Dodge. Another one for Windigo. This game, this series, it looked like it was an open and shut third map case, but we'll see what Windigo can do with this T side. It's a promising start.
If they claw this back and win this one as well, I will be
We have to give so much
surprised.
credit to them if they were to do it. I mean, it's a very long road, and I won't start singing their praises too highly until they show us what they can do on the T side of Dust2. But it does feel like a mountain of a task, especially when Kenny's as on as he is. Lined it up, catches him on the cross.
I guess, Alex, just in case any viewers who haven't been with us since the start of the evening are joining on in, this game right here, unfortunately, doesn't actually mean anything for Windigo or G2. G2 have already progressed. They'll be in the finals in roughly 60 days from now. And Windigo have to fight in relegation. They were unable to get anything done. So even with the map victory, or even if it was a series victory from Windigo, they would go up to tie that of Fnatic on points, but would lose to Fnatic on the head-to-head.
Because these guys have taken maps off
yeah,
everyone.
They've been very, very threatening. So even with a victory, so you could argue that G2, that they don't have anything to play for, but wow, Amanex can get tagged on up by Poison there. Yeah. He really was good at hitting those shots over at WSU when I was watching, and he's doing that right now as we have a very quick mid to B play coming in from the Bulgarian side. CT smoked off, Molotov to follow to get anybody off that boost position.
But I mean, you have to worry about tunnels. You can't focus your attention towards Victor if you're Amanek, because you're about to get swung on. Lucky's trying to keep them at bay. He's already flashed. Now they all look towards doors. This is where tunnels strike. They're going to throw nades at you, and you have to watch out. There's so many angles to check. You can't look at them all. The molly's forcing him out. Where is the shots from behind? His two CTs up against it all. Poison and Ships, they're going to get caught. The bomb's loose. They've defended this so damn well. Ships can't be the hero. And this round disintegrates before them. It looked so good. They had all the players in all the right places, but couldn't manage to coordinate for a take on the site.
Yeah, that backup platform spot is one of the strongest places to be in if it is a mid to be and you're not on your own. It's because you can actually just hide, and then your teammate could maybe move back towards car, and you can set up a crossfire from there. But you are right, when the mid to B comes in, you want to make sure you guys are taking duels together. The worst thing that you can possibly do is take them individually. And right now on the screen, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the Game Fuel power plays for the series thus far. You can have a vote over on the social medias at ESLCS on Twitter to vote for your power play. And I will bring you that at the end of the evening.
Yes, that's right. We want to find out what the Mountain Dew AMP Game Fuel power play is. And that's what Chad and you will be working to find an answer for during this game.
I don't have to do anything. They do it all for me.
They do it all for you.
Yeah, they get to pick. I just have to explain why it was good.
Yeah, which can be difficult at times, because
sometimes
they just kill them.
Plays, yeah.
Let's find out. Going for the 3-2 split. One responsible for middle initially. On the CT side, it was Amanek picking up that secondary AWP, and well, the primary AWP has done enough. Poison gone before the rounds even started.
Yeah, well, Kenny definitely wants to get this map under his belt and take us to the third. With that opening death, it looks like Cat will be the next place the T's want to test their luck, as the rotation has come out. He'll be fine.
What was his mindset there? I guess he just...
Well, he thinks they'll respect that smoke, which they are.
Yeah, he's a smart player than me. Still gets caught as they emerge from the secondary smoke. Now Bubble He's got a bit of a one-on-one at this point. Jax is so trusting of his smoke. He's
It's a
just
short
holding
plant.
the angle towards long. They plant for short. Nade will come out.
The short
Oh,
flank.
but look. He's pushing. Bubble's going to catch one in mid. If he goes wide, he may find another. Flashes it instead. It's Amanek who's forced to pump the brakes. Now they're so sporadic. The CTs are so spread out. Victor's going to land an important shot onto Kenny. I'm worried about whether or not Amanek's going to go for this.
Nah,
No, we can just start talking. Okay, so Chad.
Yeah.
Other than your rant about Valve,
Yeah.
you don't...
I like Valve.
This guy, Andrew's pushing bridge by.
No.
The reason for it, I had someone else, Darach suggested it as well. He said, bridge buy, like bridging the gap between full buys.
Maybe.
It bridges
might
the
grow on
eco
me.
from forces, the bridge buy. Yeah, he's going to be going for a bridge buy here.
It could grow on me. We don't cast a lot, so it's unlikely whatever narrative we go with here, it's not going to stick.
I know, but I just think it's fun, and it's more fun than just talking about someone saving a weapon.
Well, I was going to talk about the fact that in that situation right there, that if you plant for short, one of the worst things that you could possibly do is everybody go and play cat. You want to make sure that you leave somebody potentially quad box, and having that flank from Bubble was instrumental because a lot of people fall into the trap, Alex, of thinking if you're able to get the bomb down for short, you can just hold it from short. You can't. You actually need to stay in a little bit more forward positions, or you can be isolated by utility. Kenny S will have that AWP, so Amanek being kind enough to give that to him to see what he can get done.
A mid B almost entirely driven through tunnels. In fact, I think they are all going that way. Lucky. Oh, he's just been taken out. Amanek's close quarters. He's flashed with the deagle, but it clears. He has a chance for a second, and he thrives again. Could so easily have just been a 5v3. Instead, he's managed to keep things equal. Bubble's got a fight with Jax. Shock's in the meantime tagged up to 58. The bomb's still not down. Jax has to go down here if they want a chance at this round. And Windigo, that could be enough. Kenny starts to wave the white flag. He's got an AWP in his hand, and we'll be backing away from that one. Poison in the meantime clears up the rest. And so the 10th, double digits for Windigo. They've managed to close this gap. It was such a significant lead from G2 coming into their CT side. But Windigo, they've managed to make it 10-12.
Once again, not giving up Windigo. It'd be very easy to come into this matchup right here and go, well, this is of no consequence. Let's just take this relatively cruisy. But they want to continue to fight and continue to prove that they are a team just on the cusp there of breaking into the top 10. And if they're able to do this on a consistent basis, you look at their results, you know, with teams that they played online in lower tournaments and, you know, they lose. There's mixed bags of results. But when they're playing against these top teams, they're definitely putting up a fight, that's
They really
for sure.
are. And the consistency by which we've seen it. A best of 3 every day against Na'Vi, Fnatic, and G2 respectively. And you're taking maps off everyone. You're pushing them to double digits on every map.
You do love to see it.
Like that's, you couldn't ask for a better run other than, of course, winning the series, which was a tough task and a tall task that they acknowledged themselves. They said they're not afraid of anyone in the interview they did when they arrived here. And I mean, justifiably so. That's not misplaced.
Yeah, it's curious just so to note, via the HLTV.org rankings, G2 are ranked 14th and Windigo are actually ranked 13th. So
that's interesting.
Yeah, quite neck and neck in terms of that. But to keep in mind, G2 did beat Fnatic, who are ranked 9th, and Na'Vi, who are ranked 3rd in the world. So, you know, even though the numbers of the things may make it seem like they're a little bit more spread out.
Bye-bye, Amanek. You said it, Chad, and you delivered. Again, your huge brain delivers. And now...
Massage my ego more,
it's
please.
It's a 5v4. Poison's done it again. Catches Kenny. Frags keep coming. Every time you think about trying to hold mid aggressively, Poison will shatter your ego.
Run across. Do it.
Mid is his.
Looks like they just want to head towards B again.
We've seen so many B hits. What's happened? Like, is the A site just an exodus now? No one wants to go?
It's just the rotation time for that B bomb site. It's quite difficult to get on over there in time. So if you can pounce and they're not able to trade efficiently, and even if they do, even if they trade, you know, they get 3 of your 5-men attack on that site and you take 2 of them out, then they can still potentially go for a retake. They're going for a save here.
They've just called the save before the bombs even
well,
started to go towards the site?
There's 2 options right now. They're going for a gamble stack, hoping that they fall back towards A, and if they go B, they'll just save. Right. And that is going to be the case. We do have ships on Catwalk who can swing out at any time. The bomb will go down. There's no way that G2 should go for this round at all. Considering their positions, they will hear the plant in a second, and they should just post on up and go for the save. That right there, it's not even going to be enough of a bait to go, oh, well, we've taken 1, we do have a chance in this, unless another player or 2 just run down the ramp. But right here,
That's great then.
Yeah, Windigo, they don't have a lot of money to their name. They will get the bonus, the 3,500 bonus from the bomb exploding this round. So building a little bit of a bank, but Poison's the only one with a lot of money.
Yeah, he just single-handedly won them around.
Yeah,
Just
pretty
like
nice,
that.
right?
I mean, that's magic. Amalek dies first. Kenny S goes for a bit of a, a restabilizing peak on mid. He wants to try and garner that control back, albeit perhaps a little excessive. And Poison catches them both, just like that. The AWP from the Bulgarian roster brings home number 11. 11-12. There's no way they close this out. This would be an absurd comeback.
Oh.
10-5 did they get in the end?
Yeah, they
So
managed
half.
to get 5 of the last 8 rounds in that first half after being almost completely blown out of the server. But that pace that G2 were establishing early, the fast long plays, the pounces onto B, they were running straight up catwalk. They did that nice little execute where they drop shocks in towards CT spawn. Well, all they've got right now is those 3 saved guns and 2 deagles, but that's more than enough to be a deadly bite.
Nice little camera angle lets you see how they garner some form of early mid control, or at least presence. I shouldn't say control. Zero
Ooh,
control.
Shox is on here.
Shox is going for an Aggie push. He's been flashed and he chooses to use the smoke he knows was there. Try and hide him. What is that? That's aggressive from Lucky. Aggressive from Shox. The CTs, they're coming out of their cocoon.
They're going to be quick.
They are rotating so damn fast. 3 of them in hot pursuit. Amanek, he's ahead of the molly. Kenny pushes in. Doesn't matter if he's flashed. Victor, he has to survive. He's got the only one with health. Molly goes in. Blocker, get that utility out ASAP. Jax is on the flank. They have to be conscious of this. The smoke's there to enable Blocker just to try and adopt a slightly further position, but still, it's an AWP. You can't miss it. You just can't miss those shots. Now, all on Victor. He's already got 2. This would be the 1v2 quad kill. And they've regrouped.
I like this from G2 here. He's not going to expect
Never
this at all.
gonna expect it. That's some cerebral play from Shox. He knows that the call was made that he... And they get the fist bump in the end. Accurate in the server, not so much in real life.
They're always pesky, those old fist bumps. All right, well, with that response right there from G2, they put themselves in a very good position now to take this away. Windigo have been able to get a buy together because of that relatively clean round earlier. Poison not able to get any damage done through the doors this time, but Shox wants to stay close middle. That nade's going to go real deep, but not land any damage. Bubble will pressure. Tags up both Amanek and Shox in the flurry, and now it'll be the B hit again.
This one's a little more cut and dry, though. Just pushing in. Victor's going to win the duel on Lucky. Amanek, he shows presence, but he wants to wait for his teammates. I say that. He actually goes a little ahead of the curve. They're backing away. Now, what's this going to do to the French? Like, this is actually weird. So they just won a round. They're about to lose it. I imagine this save is very important for the grand scheme of things. Kenny and Shox do have dollar bills.
Yeah, so just having a look thus far, what did they do? They won 1, they lost 3, they won 1, they lost 3, and then they've won 1 and will lose again. So my quick maths ain't great.
I'm sorry for throwing you under the bus.
I think that they will only get a loss bonus of 1,900.
They haven't even planted
24.
yet. They've delayed it. This is so spicy. Now the bomb goes down. And they've gathered so much ground that they're about to... This is going to be a different world, a different game mode. It's just hunt the CT. Bubble and Victor are going to be playing it together. A flash will likely get them out. And they reveal it. It's all above board now.
It's curious that they've thrown their own smoke there. I guess they're just going to wait
Blocker's
down the
doing
clock.
a long
Yeah,
flank.
there's still 20 seconds left. So they can continue to put pressure on here.
They don't want to die off the time. It's a little too high for the wallbang. The crouch rewarded. A high flash, hoping to force shots off, and already Jax goes down. If they just get the frags, it's good. Worthwhile from Windigo.
Yeah, definitely worthwhile indeed. So getting all those kills right there, taking that out of the hands. We're about to see exactly what that's done to the money situation of G2.
I don't think there's an AWP now. I think Kenny holding onto that AWP was the only way they were going to have one.
Kenny can
He's
buy
got it.
in,
He's
and
got
Shox
cash.
has enough as well. But with the amount of money on the board here, looks like 2,400 was the amount that they were able to get given.
AWPs and deagles.
Double AWPs here. Okay, this is a very curious approach right now.
Oh, this is a risky maneuver. Especially given Poison's success rate in mid.
Yeah, lots of stock here in both the veterans of this G2 squad. Poking his head down the long, and Kenny delivers with an absolutely spectacular shot.
That just shuts you up, doesn't it? You dive into pit, you're even covered. He shoots you through the floor. Still finds the tip of your head. Blocker's gone. And this double AWP deagle buy, it's starting to show its merits. Amanek's got full info on B as well. They're going to start a flank. I just see this. I've just blinked into the future, Chad, and this goes terrible for Windigo.
They've got smokes to use here. Jax is going to push. If he can get anything done, one is more than enough.
This is such a problem. They have to stabilize. They're going to boost as well to stop the plant. Oh, it keeps getting worse. G2, 2 AWPs and pistols is all they need. They've nearly got another one. Victor, he's lucky to be getting away with his life as the smoke does clear, though. This is a chance from Poison. He misses the first. Jax is trading, and now he swings wide. It's over. G2 with just tenacity and 2 AWPs. Kenny S hitting absurd shots that no one else is going to even try and take.
What a way to go right there. You have to be thinking,
Does he
how
use
much...
an MX500? That's an old-ass mouse.
Didn't they release a...
Oh, maybe it's the new one.
I think they released a new model. I'm not 100% certain about that. I haven't really been following the mice scene lately.
So just talking about mice for a second during this freeze time. Hayes revealed that he looked at his 2017 config and he found that he had mouse Excel on for the entirety of his pro career. And he's like, do I turn it back on? What would you do?
When I first started playing Counter-Strike in a LAN cafe, I used to play with mouse Excel on, but that's because I didn't even know it was a thing.
But you got used to it and
yeah.
you just turned it off?
Yeah, and some of the mice that you'd use in the early days, especially I think it was the SteelSeries Kana, had like...
yeah, the Xi 2, negative mouse Excel, right?
Yeah, so they're just things you get used to. If you're used to it and it works, then just rock and roll with it.
And rock and roll is exactly what
If I see another person, Alex, make a thread asking about palm or claw grip, I'm going to claw my eyes out.
I'll palm my eyes out. As lucky, he's going to take the head off blocker, but ships in quick succession. Now Amanek, he's trying to keep mid safe. He does so while keeping himself safe. But with the site taken, the bomb down, G2, they've got a decision to make. They've been saving every single round. They've lost B, but they've got the numbers advantage. Surely they push for this one. Poison, what is this? So aggressive. They're grouping up. They're all going to swarm together. This is going to be a real test for the Bulgarians.
They have a smoke for tunnels here. Jax is actually going to lob that out.
Nice lineup. Victor playing safe. Ships is going to be the first port of call. Just the first. Play safe. Not enough. They have to get more. Victor, he's got so many angles to check. Shox is low. He's gone. Amanek in the meantime finds Poison. 1v1 and Victor thrives. We got another one for Windigo. My goodness, this is quite exhilarating.
What an absolute mess that was on the retake. They gave it their best shot. That smoke was well deployed. And they stood strong. You can see just how difficult that B bomb site is to take back once you lose it. Even with 4 players, the number advantage, the HP advantage, the utility advantage, everything going in their favor through those tiny choke points. That's all the Ts need to mow you down and take you out of the round. But again, they continue to bully this B bomb site. It's where they just keep going. B, B, B. Not finding too much success over towards A. We saw what happened when they went over there. Kenny took their head off. Jax followed up with a deagle. Get a replay of Poison pushing through the smoke here. Knew he had to make the play. We'll find one, and that gave Victor a chance. And converts there onto Amanek. Right now, the scoreline is 14-13 in favor of the French on their map choice, but we're getting to the business end of this one here, and the AWPs will come out again. Amanek and Kenny will be wielding those once more. Shox has taken the only mission into the MP9. Not a lot of utility to work with. That's one thing to note.
Off angle from Poison. Doesn't get any info on the cross. They use the smoke perfectly. And so 3 Scarpa across. 1 lingers and opts to go back towards CT.
They've gone 3B here, Alex, just to note. So maybe some upper... Oh, they've already rotated back. That was very quick from the side of G2. So just 3B at the start, in case there was a fast mid to B play. And then once they realized that wasn't the case, rotating back into the standard formation.
Now, the problem that Windigo could bump into is Amanek's been known for pushing B for info early. Now, he won't be doing it this round. He has the AWP, but Lucky's present on B as well. CT smoke deployed towards the B tons, but no one there to receive it. It's likely going to have dissipated by the time they're choosing to poise for an assault. 3 on A, 2 on B. Is this going to be another Windigo B hit? They've done it so often, and it's been successful so often. The only time it went awry was when Amanek could find a multi-kill on the entry.
Surely
Lucky.
they know this is coming.
Still 3 CTs. I mean, they stepped long, right? And now Noise on short as they try and clear it. There's flashes, they hear it all. Lucky stands vigilant on B. And Victor, the first perhaps of many. They're lining up. I love the way he's playing this. He's getting so much damage for free. He can wallbang it. His teammates are blocking him. Let me take the shot, please. God, let me clear it. Lucky's gone, but now Amanek's arrived. And this is how you shred a B assault. It's not over yet, though. 2 starting to flood in. The CTs are starting to swarm. You have to be quicker than this. You have to take Amanek out of the equation. Finally, they do it. One coming from tunnels, though, and Shipsy's just not ready for this. He is now. Misses the shot. Oh, they're given so many chances. Bubble has to be a hero. 1v2. Already got one. Oh, but Kenny's so quick. 15 to 13. We are surely going to 3. What's Windigo got to work with? About to find out. Malik, the coach from G2, is giving him a
bit of a pep talk.
A pep talk. You're beautiful. You're talented. Be confident. Clap, clap, clap.
Map number 3 will be Inferno if we do, in fact, get there. But wouldn't it just be fitting if, off the back of some Deagles, we make it a chance to get towards overtime here? Windigo, they need to post 2 more rounds, and they don't have a lot to work with. This one should be G2's. Just look at what's on the board. You look at what they've got to play with. They don't have much. Sure, G2, they have a UMP and an MP9, but still.
They charge up mid. They know there's a heavy lead long. There's often one from G2. The molly keeps them at bay. The same was there on long. Kenny's been hitting these tiny pixel headshots.
Oh, no.
Oh, he could get caught out here. The nade! Oh, they just got dunked! Jax and Kenny are handing out high fives. Oh, it's all over. Kenny's going to clean this one up. No, Ships shuts him down. Just the 4 for Kenny. No ace today. But Ships, I mean, this is impossible. Shocks will likely finish this. He does scavenger weapon. Gets the M4. The Jewel is a 1v1 at this point. Upgrades to the AWP as they come from short. He's going to get caught out. And that, my friends, is a 3rd map. The French take us all the way. We've got one more map to look